Hey, what's up, everybody? It's KyFy. I'm glad you could be here. I'm doing well. Hope you are too. It's a lot going on, and I got a lot to talk about. Gemini, this is for you, and it's gonna be a special one because as I keep progressing, it keeps changing. So here we go. So I don't have much in the way of messages, but I'm gonna get to the attributes first. As you know, if you've been following me, you understand that each sign has its attributes, 5 of them, and it all goes with the Zin-Finity Board. I'm sure that this is going to be one of the biggest things that Tarot has seen in the next 100 years. So when I get the chance to make it an app, it's going to be bananas. Alright, so moving on, we have the first part of the attributes, which is the house, which is communication, and the fuel, which is glory, the focus, which is the magician, the power, which is the lovers, and the tool, which is your will. Alright, so in understanding your attributes, when I saw the house of communication, what does it say? I looked at it and it said rules, communications, and correspondences, and how one processes information, as well as one's social life. So if you think of the social life and you think of how one processes information, I imagine that you as a Gemini being a person who can instantly transmute, which is the message, right? That was the only message that God gave me this time. So instant transmutation of energy, and it depends on how you see it. So if somebody was to act very negative towards you for a response or a reaction out of you, right? Your skill, your ability, and what frustrates them the most is the fact that you're able to use that as energy towards your response, and it's completely different than a reaction, and it bugs them. But the fact that you play along with it in the long run, it bugs you too. So moving on from there, we go to the fuel, which is glory. We understand that glory is, well, I didn't even introduce it, but this is the Zin-Finity Board, right? And on this Infinity Board is a combination of the Philosopher's Stone and the Tree of Life. So I present it to you in this way because my goal is, as I said before, to create an app. Imagine Tarot on an app. Just put it that way. I got so many ideas, and like I said, it's gonna be good for the second time. Alright. If you like this content, like the video, share it with your favorite reader, because that's who I'm trying to get to. If they can understand that this is for them also, this is going to be, yeah. Share it with your favorite reader or somebody who will be interested. Alright. Glory. Glory is like, if you want to think of it, the pirate's treasure when they find it is called booty, right? Glory. It's this glorious. Right? That's glory. What you mean? But yeah, imagine it. When you finish something, or when you achieve a goal, that sense of accomplishment is almost like glory. It's like you get to bask in the accomplishment, and it's truthful, if it's what it is, it's truthful. And that moment is what you live for, that moment of glory. So the devil has this thing where he puts the carrot in front of your face, and it's up to you to chase it or not, or plant a field of your own. So there's a fantasy of glory, right? There's a fantasy you have where you're in this position that people acknowledge you, people do this, people appreciate you. That's the main thing, because you out here sharing love like the rest of the people. But you do it in a way where it's so, I want to say, not honest, but not direct. It's accurate. It's very accurate. Accurate assumptions. But yeah, moving on to the focus, we have the magician, and we all know what the magician does. But on this Infinity Board, the magician is connected to the Bina, right? Bina and KyFy, right? If you understand what Bina is, this is the dark energy. And the dark energy is the energy of imagination. So when they decide to imagine what's going on, they're good at imagining it, like filling in the pieces. So if you're trying to get over on one, it's gonna be very hard, because give them a little bit of time, especially if they ask for time, it's over for you. So if somebody's able to get to you, it's because you don't have enough time to figure it out. But let me start getting these cards down soon. So power, your power is the Lovers, and when you understand the Lovers, instant transmutation of the dark energy that comes to you, it goes straight to information instead of the information affecting you and you reacting. It goes straight to information. Imagine how powerful that is, to be able to take somebody's words or what they're trying to say in the conversation. This is why you guys master conversation. It's not about you, it's about what the conversation is about. That's why you're able to just like, this is you, this is the conversation, and this is why people can't get to you. It's simple, but they don't understand it enough. But yeah, yeah, the Lovers is the union between your will and your desire. So your desire to understand is usually matched with your will to do it. So the more you understand, the more you do. So yeah, I know you see where this is going. Lastly is the tool, which is the will. Now the will is very important. Imagine that you have everything at your disposal and no energy or want to do it, no actions toward it. So you got the gist of what to do, you got the message, you have everything you need, and it's a struggle to start doing it. You guys never face that. But if you are, like I said, this is you, this is the conversation. Understand where you are. You want to understand what's going on, so keep it separate from who you are. People are tricky with the past because they have not truth, but evidence in their head. You did this, or they did this to you, and they hold it against you, right? Because they could just bring up this truth, evidence, right? And it's not wrong. But this is where manipulation comes in, and narcissism. So be careful and be wary of those type of people. So I changed it up again, and it goes as follows. If you understand the tree of life, if you ever took a look at the top of it, you see Ein, Sof, and Or Ein, Sof, Or, right? So Ein are the 10 eyes that you have, right? And those eyes come in handy, you know. This is I am, I feel, I act, I love, I will, I desire, I want, I need, and I want, right? So, and this one right here is I know. And this right here is the tricky one, but it's IB, is a constant, is who you are. Basically, if you want to say like your galactic code, it's like your fingerprint in this universe. That's who you are, and that's where that's where your foundation lies. So, not that it's unchanging, it's just the root, right? So, going from there, we're going to start off with Ein. And I already shuffled, so let me get some cards out. I don't want to take too long with this, but I hope you understand what I meant by instant transmutation. That is your gift, your skill, and that is something that they can't hold you. So all you got to do is separate yourself from the conversation, separate yourself from the issue to get it done. I know that sounds tricky because, like, you're a part of it. But that's not a part of where you want to go. And that's where people get messed up. They want unknowingly, and some knowingly, you know, manipulation is crazy. And subconscious manipulation. They deter you from actually moving forward. Because they hold you to what you did in the past, this evidence, right? And, you know, justice comes around. And karma does too. So 1, 2, 3. Let me go ahead and get some of these down. 4, 5, 6, 6. Zero. Alright, so 1 second. So this is Ayin. Basically, the things that you register, the things that you see, the things that you resonate with, and the things that you need to improve. Those are the eyes that you own and you claim and that are a part of you regardless of where you go. This is also an image of your mind. So pay attention to how your mind speaks to itself. No eyes overlap, and it embodies anything that you can think of. So moving on from there, let's start off with 0, right? I literally just said justice and I was like, oh, the justice card gonna come out. But it came out right in the beginning. So what does this mean? What does this mean? This is the place of I know. And I know that justice guides me. I know that the justice in the situation is what I'm after. I know that I'm a balanced person. I know that when things sway me, that I have the ability to do it myself, to get myself back to where I need to be. You know this. But the thing is, when the devil is when the devil is, you know, doing this handiwork, do you really know? And that's what that card is about. So let me get it for you. What does it say? So just cause and effect, clarity and truth. So you understand what you do. It's almost like the Bible verse, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. Or just like I forgot what it's called. But y'all understand. Why do I still have this? No reason. This is also the place of your aspiration. And what I mean by that is, this is the place of beginning and the end. Da'at. The unlimited knowledge. Not knowledge. Well, yes, the unlimited knowledge, the understanding of anything. Right? So moving on from there, we have what crowns you. This is what crowns the reading, is the Queen of Wands. But before I move on, I want to let you know that the Justice card is an air card. And since these two places right here form a triangle over here, what this means is that this space must be fire or air. And it is. So this is on suit. And what that means is you have the right mental process happening in your place of I know. Right? I didn't fully explain it, but I didn't want to so much. Each one of these spaces is tagged elementally, and when they don't line up, I'ma turn it, and you'll understand that it's a place where you need, you know, a little bit of working. That's the idea. Or it's a place where I need a little understanding. And when we get to or, which is Ein Sof 4, the last part of the reading, we'll hash that out. So the Queen of Wands is in the place of Ketha, which is perfect, and it's the world of emanation, what you create from what you know, right? So your essential nature and what crowns the reading is, what does it say? Courage, determination, and joy. That's your essential nature and what people try to take from you, because it comes out of you, it oozes out of you. Now imagine that these people are getting that from you. They're getting this sense of courage just being around you. They're determined to do more things because you bring them ideas, right? And joy because you probably just got jokes all day. You know how to maneuver in negative energy. You know how to get it done, right? So yeah, that's your gift, and also what people want from you. So understand how to determine who is using it and who appreciates it, right? So moving on, we have Hokmah, which is the light, which is the place of I want, and this is Bina, which is a place of I need. Now Bina is the King of Pentacles, and this is Earth. And generally, since Earth and Fire on this side, air and water on this side, and that makes this off suit. Can't even talk right now. I don't know why. Because this is something that we need to talk about. Something that chokes you up. Something that stops you. Something that It's so emotional, but you believe it. You believe it's the right thing. So if I'm on it, just pay attention to what I'm about to say with it. Moving on from there, we have the Ten of Wands, and it's fire, which means that what you want is right, but what you need is out of whack. What you think that you need to survive, what you think that you need to move on, those things are in question right now. So let me look it up real quick. So the Ten of Wands, accomplishment, responsibility, and burden. Basically, you know how mostly everybody has baggage. You know, we go through life and we go through trials, and if you don't handle or learn your lessons, that's basically baggage. That's what that is. Unlearned lessons, that's baggage. You just take all your trauma with you because you didn't learn what you needed to learn out of the situation to move on from it. But understand that this is the world of formation, and you can form ideas that actually hold up, you know, and doing these things in repetition, which is what you want. You want to learn the things that help you. You want to learn the things, the right things. At least, you know how that goes. So, the King of Pentacles, abundance, prosperity, and generosity, right? So, that's what you think you need in order to move on. You think you need the bag in order to move forward. You think you need the finished goal before you start, right? That's what you think you need. Now, imagine if you got the finished goal already. All of the work it took to get there, all of the experiences that you needed to go through to learn the lessons, right? The lessons that you needed to know in order to actually keep the thing that you want. Should you actually skip that, it wouldn't benefit you. You'll lose it in a second. You wouldn't be able to hold it for 3 minutes. It's gonna be the most terrifying thing you can imagine happening because you're not ready. So try not to push God when you have to learn something, and understand there's no such thing as time. When it's time to, it's time to, and God gonna make it happen. Trust me, right? Trust yourself, because you know where you stand, you sit. It's your nature. Yeah. Moving on from there, this was the third eye chakra, and you can see where it's off. It's off on the dark side, but the light side is good. This right here is Chesed and Gebura. It's a part of the throat chakra. Justice, these Gebura and Chesed, or let me put it this way, Da'at, Gebura, and Chesed, it embodies the throat chakra, right? It's Akasha. Akasha is 3 parts. But moving on from there, or ether, whichever one you want to call it. Come on, it's got so many names by now. So the Two of Pentacles is on this side, and this is Earth again. So that abundance and prosperity, indecision, or you can't do anything because you think you need it, right? But you have the ability to go the other way. So let's see what that means. And the Six of Wands, there's a lot of fire coming out in the right positions, and I like it because that's a lot of action, there's a lot of movement, and this is what you want, this is what you need. But what's stopping you is your dark energy. Now, right? We have light and we have dark. We are an embodiment of all of the pieces of God just here in the earth. We just don't know. We just don't know everything. You know how we came here. You know, some people are gifted to know the lives that they had before. Some people aren't, like me. You know, I don't remember much, but I had dreams. And, you know, what are these dreams about? So if you are having some dreams that you can't explain, think of the elements. And we're about to get to the elements right now. So if you saw water, if you saw earth, a lot of earth, greenery, you know, greenery and all that stuff, rock slides, earthquakes, you know, those are all messages basically, I learned this today. Not whatever, but most things that you learn or you remember out of your dream is a message from the spirit, from your spirit. And, it's up to you to determine what it needs to say, what it's saying. So, let's move on from there. Well, yeah, 6 of Wands, let me get it. Victory, success, and public reward. Right? Now, this is in the place of will. Now, as a Gemini, I believe that comes naturally to you because you are a person who connects energies and people, right? So if somebody needed something and they didn't know it, and you just happen to introduce somebody to somebody that fulfilled that role perfectly, they're going to be grateful for you. And that's where the 6 of Wands come in. They're going to be right with you when you need to do what you came to do, like what you're here for. I believe everybody has some kind of destiny. They can choose it or not, right? So I think you chose, and that's the reason why you're going through so much right now, right? And I know you got to understand that you got to be ready to handle all the trials and all the demons and all this other stuff that comes at you through people, through just like coincidences and chances and all this other stuff. People talking behind your back, people conspiring around you. It comes tenfold. Doesn't matter where it comes from, but it's all things that you won't be ready for unless you have the experience. Be appreciative of where you are because it could have been worse. You gotta live in the spirit of gratefulness because the things that you dodged, right? The Empress and the 10 of Pentacles. This is air and fire. Now, in these 4 places right here, it must be the element. So since it's not the element at all, we got to turn it this way, turn it this way. The Empress is earth, right? Yeah. So earth is here, and it should be air, and earth is there, and it should be fire. Earth in front of fire, there's a lot of pressure, right? If you think about it, like my favorite analogy is the volcano. You hear rumbles and things like that because it's about to erupt, right? So you have to understand that there is a crazy amount of abundance that's coming to you. It's going to clear some things away, right? But it has to be cleared in order to actually be there. You can't, okay, you are one being, right? You have a certain amount of energy, and you can't do more than you can energetically hold. You know what I mean? If you can understand it. So certain things have to be taken away from you, or you have to give away, sacrifice certain things in order to make time and energy, have the energy available for the new blessings to come. So when something is taken from you, understand 2 things could have happened. You've been warned so many times to let it go, and it was taken from you by some kind of chance, the devil, you call it, okay, cool, but you've been warned, or you gave it up out of some strength, some really good strength, from nowhere, honestly. And that's where the good energy comes, from nowhere. Just think about that. God is everywhere and nowhere. You can't see him, but you good. He's there, right? I just find it funny. So before I move on, I didn't read the 2 of Pentacles. Let me read it. Balancing decisions, priorities, adapting to change. So this is something that you're not, this is something that you desire, adapting to the change. But the thing is, forcing it. You can't force the situation. You can't force the lesson to not happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know how they say, you in too deep, and you just got to deal with the consequences at this point. Or, like I said before, you decided to do something great with your life and you needed to be prepared. So this is what happens. God sends you through the fire, and this is what's about to come out of it. You got a lot of chips stacked up. You got a lot of good karma. You've been doing a lot of good things. But unless you learn, you won't be able to use these blessings because God can't give it to you because you'll just waste it, give it away to the enemy gonna use it against you, right? So let me read the Empress real quick. So beauty, fertility, nurturing, luxury, and creativity. This is what earth energy is, in a place of where you need to be forming mental, like the planning part of it. So you think you need things in order to instead of manifestation. So you're looking for things that are going to help you instead of building the things and creating the patterns that allow those things to happen in the first place. So understand the part that you can take and try to work with God instead of relying on God so much, as we all do. You know, I'm guilty of that too. Just yesterday. It's real out here. But 10 of Pentacles in the place of your solar plexus. This was T for red, but your solar plexus, right? So legacy, inheritance, and culmination. A culmination of things, right? I'm gonna just say it like this. When you pass on, right? But just before then, there's something that you can think about, like, I did it, right? That energy that you said, I did everything that I thought I could do, and I achieved everything that I wanted to do, right? That, you can take that with you with peace. And that's what you're after. That sense of peace. And it's attainable, but it takes a little bit of time. But you know it's waiting for you. Once you allow this, well, I should say, once you start working a little bit more with God, you'll understand how much power is behind your actions, because you've been waiting and waiting for so long. That's a lot of potential energy. God is just stacking chips, stacking chips, stacking chips. One day he gonna break. One day he gonna do something. One day she gonna do something that I said that she should do. And when she does it, it's gonna have such a big impact because you got so many chips stacked up on it. Imagine it if you play games, mana. Imagine you've been charging and charging and charging up that energy for this one action, right? This action in your life. You know how powerful that move is gonna be. It don't matter if it's a baby step. Take it. I dare you. God is like, I dare you. I dare you. But it's nerve-wracking because you know that just taking these steps, you know what's coming, and it's scary. You know the blessings. I'm gonna be doing that. No, I gotta be prepared for that. It's like you want it, and you don't want it at the same time because you know you can't handle it. That's a frustrating feeling. Something that I'm also guilty of. You know, we speak from experience and also a calling. So if I was called to talk about this, that was for you to hear. So moving on from the 10 of Pentacles, we have your side, which is the sacral chakra, and this is the 5 of Pentacles. Again, off. It's a lot of energy, a lot of earth energy that's stopping it. A lot of stagnancy. It's been here for a long time. That culmination of things that you don't need to get there. That's so crazy. I need to imagine that you need like something so small and you looking in a completely wrong direction. This is a frustrating idea. You're looking in a completely wrong direction when it's right on your shoulder, like you looking for your glasses isn't on top of your head. Like, are you kidding me? One time I was looking for my phone on the phone to look look for the time. My friend said, "What time is it?" I said, "Hold on, let me get my phone." And I proceeded to hold my phone, looking for my phone. That's how obvious the blessing is. And you know it, but you can't see it. Why? Because you're not ready for it. But once you decide that you're ready for it, you're going to be doing those things that it requires anyway. The habits. So let's get it. 5 of Pentacles. So, need, poverty, and insecurity. This is also blocking your emotions. So, emotions are energy in motion, right? And it's a current. The current is blocked. You need a certain amount of energy not will, energy towards what you want, towards what you desire, right? What you came here for, like I said before, that's energy towards that. You will work a job for 40 years. But if you had the energy to work on your goal in the meantime, 10 years into that time, you might have broke through and not needed the job. So this is where that energy and will comes, is different, right? So that energy is blocked by 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, need, poverty, and insecurities. Thinking that you don't have, thinking that you don't have what it takes. And the constant yapping around you that affect what you believe about yourself. Those are the 3 things that's coming up to me right now. So moving on from there, we have the 4 of Cups, and this is also wrong. It's also offsuit, right? Let me get it. This is a Malkut. This is the earth energy domain, and it's flooded, just like a lot of lands right now. It's just, how can you use that land? You just gotta wait for the water to clear. You gotta wait for the, yeah. All of this blockage that's happening is a very emotional time. It's a very emotional time. And look, the way he's sitting here, I don't even want to do it no more. I don't want to go through the emotions no more because I tried it, but this is God asking you to do it just one more time, right? And that's me today, just doing this one more time because, yeah, I think YouTube tried to OD. No, not tried to. They did. So, if you like this content, just like my last video so I can get some more traction, you know? Because I don't know if it's what I said, and if it is, I want to say it more. So, let's get it. So the 4 of Cups, like I said, is offsuit. So in a place where you need to be using these things that you think you need to acquire, can't use it, right? Because it's all flooded. The purpose, the land is you can't access it. It's just so many things is blocked, and it's almost like it's blocked by spirit because you know, as I said before, some things you're just not ready for. But it says apathy, contemplation, and disconnectedness. What are you disconnected from? Naturally, what I've been saying, yourself. Where was it first blocked? It goes from here, then to here, then to here, then to here. So the King of Pentacles is what first blocked it. What you think you need is the main issue. And that's the first thing that you need to write it down. What you think you need. I need this, I need this, I need this. And on the opposite side, cross all of them out because you know that you don't need it. Why do you need this? I need this because if I don't have this, this won't happen. Are you sure? Have judgment on what you think you can do, right? What naturally comes to you, the justice after it. Sometimes God just take what you need to, what I wanted to say is right there. Took it. So, yeah, as I said, that's where it was first blocked. So that's the main issue. After your energy of doing it for yourself, standing up for yourself, that's lacking. That's the energy that's lacking. The dream, the desire, right? This is the side of fantasy, and this is the side of dreams. When they unite, you in heaven, right? That's basically your heaven. That's what that is. When your dreams and your fantasies align, it's in heaven. But sometimes your fantasies can leave you in a place where you think you know what you want, and you're gonna get there. This is not even what I wanted. It happens to people too. It's not even the type of person I thought I wanted. What did I think before? What was I thinking before? Think about it. What attracted you to that person? That was the lesson. It's always simple, but it's like we're ignorant to it because, you know, this world keeps you polarized to the answer. the opposite polarization to the answer. If you understand what I meant, you just can't talk it just like anti-magnetic like against you because of what you believe. Your beliefs are pushing it away. That's the only thing. If you allow yourself to believe in yourself, these things will start coming towards you because it's only energetically and universally correct. That's how you make the universe work for you. Alright, so moving on from there, we have Soph. I like to call it Sophia, right? That's what they always call it. But I already shuffled before, and these are my these are my oracle cards, and they're going to be going in the place of the world of emanation, which is basically this triangle right here. It's all fire, right? The world of formation. Oh, let me do it this way. The world of emanation, the world of creation, the world of formation, and the world of manifestation. These oracle cards are going to give me a clue as the energies that are around you or the things in these domains that either block you or help you. But it's just a really good clue to help me understand, because in order to get what you want, you have to go through the spirit, your spirit, understand it, and then you can understand the desire. Then you can go after the actual desire, right? Same thing with the mind, same thing with the body when it comes to the manifestation. So you can understand how this is a circle of energy, and we're gonna fix the circuit. But before we do that, like I said, the oracle is gonna come out. So let's starting with fire emanation. We have soulmate. Yeah. Soulmate. Maybe I should put it right here. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's better. Soulmate. In Bariya, the world of creation, we have the divine feminine, which is perfect. You have the right mindset, but it's like the fear is stopping you from just taming your own power. Moving on, we have Yetzirah, which is the healer. And now for manifestation, we have air. Now, this is the place of earth, and air is here. You can understand how your mind has gotten in the way. But this is the oracle to tell you that, yeah, your mind has gotten in the way of your manifestations. What you actually need and what you can create and manifest yourself. So, for the world of emanation, basically understand that thought that comes out of your mind when you try to create and do anything, like, I'm gonna do this today, but I didn't speak, right? It's in your mind. That voice is where the emanation comes from, to do anything that you want, right? That domain is held by the soulmate card, the soulmate oracle card. So let's see it. Naturally, right? A significant partnership, soul connection, and a meeting of kindred spirits. Drawing this card means you have met a soul connection relationship. While this can indicate a romantic connection, it also can signify a relationship meant to work. Any relationship meant to work together on a soul level. This partnership is special. Learn from each other, be good to each other, and be in gratitude for the connection. Remember what I said about gratitude? Gratitude is the right attitude, and that's not even cheesy no more to me. It's dead serious. Gratitude is an energy that unlocks these things. So it's not just gratitude no more. You know how they say it's a spell, right? You spell this word and you reenact what it's doing. So you're the magician. That's the Gemini. You're the magician in this case. So you have the power. It's literally, you can do it. As tough as it sounds. Even our perceived adversaries are profound soulmate connections. You can always draw another card for clarity. Okay, we're gonna do that later, but your enemies point out your weaknesses better than some of your friends around you. So your enemies are more true to you and deception. If you can it's crazy. Your friends, no. Your enemies, you understand that your enemies are more truthful to you in deception and hate and all this other stuff than some of your friends who will lie to you in your face and enable you to do everything that they see you're messing up at. Because sometimes people live in a jealous way where they don't want to see you rise. Because if you rise, that means they could have done it. And that holds them accountable because that's your friend. Oh, no, my friend can't rise because that means I could have did it. And what was wrong with me? Accountability. There you go. And it crumbles some people. Some people cannot take accountability at all. Accountability is the devil's kryptonite. So, should you try to hold accountability, you're holding God's power against the devil. Be accountable. Okay, I did this, so yada yada. What are the effects? And something out of here said cause and effect. I think it was the Queen of Wands, right? Moving on, we have the Divine Feminine for the world of creation. The Divine Feminine is wow, I just got it. Your power to receive is being blocked by what you believe. And they're all lies. If you understand, if you've been with me before, an aspiration is a lie that you tell yourself and then you eventually believe. Hopefully it's a good one, right? I am safe. And you tell yourself that long enough, you believe it. I feel good. Long enough, you believe it. I act in a way where I'm going to get my things that I want. And eventually, these patterns will become habits. I love certain things and I go after it. When you tame yourself just in this area right here, we're going to do that later. It's called the star stream. Just what I'm doing right now. When you tame yourself, there you go. Okay. We are the beast. Spirit is the beauty. Or I should say, the universe is the beauty and we are the beast. And the spirit battles the mind, the ego, right? Over control of the beast. But we have the ability to choose which way you want to go, which actions you want to take. I hope that makes sense, because when I understood that, I decided to do some good things. It just snapped just like that. I'm the beast. Like, oh wow. I'm over here running away from myself. That was a shocking thing to me, right? Moving on, we have the healer in the mind, because this is what is probably blocking you, mainly blocking you, right? So the healer. So, you are a healer. Fear not your own ability to be a light worker or a way shower for others. This is what comes natural to you anyway, as a Gemini. So this is on we in the right, I don't even know the word. Drawing this card can also symbolize that a healing in its highest form is available to you now. If you have pulled this card in regard to relationship or situation, please know that there is a powerful exchange of energy here. Meditate when you are wanting to heal on the physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual plane. So meditation is the practice of the absence of the mind. So when you absent the mind, the energy, right, has the ability to actually move. There's something in quantum energy called the observer effect. And the observer effect is null when you meditate, at least with yourself. So it allows the dark side, the spirit side, to take over. So you ever notice how you feel good after meditation? Spirit was able to take over because your brain, your ego was null. I hope that makes sense. So moving on to your manifestations, right? You have the Two of Pentacles here, which stops the manifestations. and also air here, which is opposite of earth. So we're gonna look at this right now. This is an oracle, probably one you should pay attention to. So logic, critical thinking, facts, information, research, and reasoning are required at this time. You may also need more information before proceeding. Drawing this card asks you to call on the element of air to help you find healthy resolutions. Meditate with this symbol to call on more of the air element in your life. Enhance logical thought and inspire new ideas. Use incense, channel writing, I said that, and journaling to enhance the power of this element. Writing is the spelling, you spell it out and you enact it, which is the magic act, right? You magically act it out after you spell it. It's so crazy how it actually translates. We are all trying to understand the matrix. Watch when my app comes out. Alright, so that is enough of Sof, Ein Sof 4, right, on the tree of life. And we're gonna go to Or, which is the aura. Now, I already shuffled these cards too, and basically what we're gonna do right now, in the order of the energetic line, we have the Queen of Wands, which is good. We don't need to speak about that no more. Yeah, we don't need to speak about that no more. You're good with that. And that's your essential nature. The nature of who you are is not in question. You don't have any thoughts about who you are that's stopping you. But when it comes up to what you need, that's where the manipulation was able to take root, right? And that's where it first started. So it went from what you know, not in question, you got it. You've done the research. Your essential nature, your nature on, like, you know how this works together, right? Then it goes to Hokmah, which is the light, which is the path on where you want to go. Your path is filled with tribulation, but you got it. And that's the right energy to have. You know it's going to take some work. So you like, let me just get my stuff and go. But that's baggage. So you know that you need to learn them. So it's like taking these to your office and let's just get to the learning, right? The office is in your mind or the meditative state. That's where the office is. Go in that office and hash it out. Or not. Let spirit do it. Yeah. So we're gonna start drawing King of Pentacles. Wow. King of Pentacles on top of the King of Pentacles. And we already talked about it. But let me just keep going. That one. And then this one if it doesn't work. Okay. The Devil is also an Earth card. Wow. How much you want to bet this is good? Emperor is fire. And it's not ready yet. So I got 3 more cards, or 2 more cards left. If it doesn't fix, we know that's a real big issue. We're going to talk about it later. The World is also Earth. It's crazy. King of Wands. Alright. That did not end off well. So we're going to talk about that in a few. But moving on, let's just bear with me. I got to get some of these out. Okay. So the 3 of Swords does fix this. Understand that you have to go through a heartbreak, because the opposite of heartbreak, I believe, is epiphany. I don't know why that came to me. But the reason why I say that is because the same thing happens during a heartbreak and an epiphany. You realize something. You realize you can do this. You need to do this. And you're going to have to move on with this knowledge, this lesson, and things like that to try to get through it, to maneuver. You know what I mean? So it's not that far off. Heartbreak and epiphanies. It's the same goal almost. But yeah, that helped that out. Let's move on Tiferet, which is the air. The Fool. Enough said. Believing in yourself regardless is one of the greatest skills that you can work on right now. Because when you believe in the beautiful things that come out of you, when you believe in what you like, you won't go after the things that other people like thinking is for you. Being a fool for yourself is so hard because you literally have to turn your back on the world. And the world is, as much as it is destructive, it is also beautiful. Alright, so page of 1 card. We don't have much work to do. This, like I said, that epiphany or that heartbreak was needed. So if I was able to help you give an epiphany, or to help to spark that epiphany, write it in the comment section. You know, I really want to understand that. That's really piquing my interest right now because it really helped me just now. Alright, so moving on, we're gonna fix 5 of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is also, okay, this is a lot of work done on your emotional side. I feel you're a knight in this area, and it is on the dark side, so it's the dark night. That's where you've been and where you are, where you've been already and where you're coming out of. Hopefully I can help. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, Judgment in reverse, and this is a water card, so we're good. So even though that the Judgment card is in reverse, right, Major Arcana energy, Judgment is from the solar plexus to Malkuth, which is the root chakra. So remember, and that makes sense because God's judgment is the next baby step that's offered for you. Yeah, God does not want me to talk. I mean, not God. It's some negative energy that don't want me to talk, but I got something for that. So I'm gonna just repeat the whole thing. Judgment is the flood coming down, right? So when you understand the flood, it's the flood of emotional energy that dissipates on the land and also nourishes it at the same time. So even though it destroyed it, when it's time to plant, it's gonna be so fertile. You just got to get over the fact that it was destroyed, right? This is in reverse, so it's almost like the flood was retracted because you learned something. Maybe it's epiphany I was talking about, this heartbreak. But this soulmate energy means that you have a backup, or there's a backup plan in play that you probably don't know about, or you do know about. You have feelings on it. So, yeah. Alright, moving from there. Too many. But the Magician popped up. So, yeah. If you see the Lovers or the Magician pop up, that is your card. So, this is the 7 of Cups, and it's still not correct. So, let me just keep going. This is also emotional, but you're walking away from something. You know you need to. Now, this is also good that's happening right now because it's the 10 of Wands. Understand that the ambition required in order for your manifestations to, for your ideas to manifest, I should say, you have all the ambition required. You have the desire, or at least you know what you desire now in order to get these things. So, this is burning up this water right here. This ambition is getting rid of the emotion or the hold it has up on you. So get active. Whatever you think that you need to be doing, do it. Or do little pieces of it that'll get this emotion out the way. Sometimes you could be doing like chores, and you could be in meditation also. That's spirit working while you're just doing something that you have to do. So get into action, get into repetition. Repetition puts you into that Zen moment too. So yeah. More emotions. You came back to something, and that's never good, right? But we live, and we. All right, how many is this? I got one more. If it doesn't work out, we'll see. We already had one. The dark energy that didn't work out also. Alright, so Nine of Swords. Wow. Okay. So let's talk about it. First up in what's wrong is your dark energy. We start off with the King of Pentacles. This is the victory, the success, and everything, having the end goal before you continue from where you are right now, but you're not prepared. So went from there to the King of Pentacles again. It's like, you started it over again. I got you out of it. You went right back into it. Why? Because the door, I ain't gonna use it. But after that cycle repeated itself, then you realize the devil of the situation. Then you realize the beast, the you inside that you need to control and tame, right? Then you realize that thought that keeps happening, that keeps making you react in certain ways, you realized it. That's all good. And then when you realize that you started to sit in your power, then you see the world, and then you just sat there. so that's giving me. So you have the energy, but you have so many blockages. This is stopping your potential. So let me get the explanation real quick. So King of Pentacles, let me read it again. Abundance, prosperity, security, ambition, safety, kindness, patriarchy, protectiveness, businessmen, provision, sensuality, and reliability. These are the things that you all need at the end of the goal. Because you aren't that now doesn't mean that you can't achieve it. It only means that God has a way for you to achieve it. You just got to go through the steps that God aligned for you. And then you didn't believe that the first time, and then you did it again. That's why it came out again. We're going to start this over. God will go with you an unlimited amount of times, forever, endless. Until we get it right. That's how it is. Up. And the next time you come here, you're going to get it right again. But do you really want to do that? So, yeah, moving on. You saw the problem. And that's what this is about. So let's get the devil. This is of the spirit. So it's oppression of the spirit. Spiritual addictions, obsessions, dependencies, excess, powerlessness, and limitations. So realizing what stops you from stops you from doing it for yourself, realizing the people that's in your way, realizing the addictions, the habits in your way, is the first step. And because your nature is to balance things out with a little bit of justice to it. It's not payback, but you paid yourself back. You got yourself back for what you did. It's almost like revenge in the purest way. I wanted to feel this way. I wanted to do this thing and not do it. And now I feel it. But nobody got hurt. You know, karma's different. Karma is different. Yeah. Don't get in the way of karma. That's it. We're gonna learn. Then it goes to the Emperor. Stability, structure, protection, authority, control, practicality, focus, and discipline. Now, stability and magnetism, right? Go hand in hand. But the thing is, this is not the correct energy to give you that magnetism. This gives you more electricity. This is fire, right? This is the active part. It's not a contractive part. So you got a little ahead of yourself. Again, this is a strong ego. But we're going to get to it. So let's go. So it goes to the world. So skipping ahead is so easy for you. I don't know why. Jumping the gun. thinking that you're there already and you're not, and then you're disappointing yourself. Stop doing that, because if you just take it step by step, if you acknowledge the goal as only step by step and not the finished goal being failed, you're failing at your finished goal the whole time, that's disappointing. How about you only think about your short-term goals and not think about the long-term goals? Put that goal on a piece of paper and don't look at it for the next year. Come back to it. Or have you written anything down in your life where you can say, oh, okay, I did write what I dreamed to do, my vision board. Look back at it and see what you see again, because it'll help. Then it goes to the King of the Wands, right? And it did not finish off as water or air, so that's a problem. So let's see how it finished off. Leadership, vision, big picture. This is not seeing it, not having the leadership in your own life, not seeing the things that are happening. Everything is just passing you, going over your head. Not seeing the big picture, not taking control, daring decisions. It's like, on top of everything, you're not making the best of decisions. So not only is the devil doing something, but you're also helping the devil. So that's not good. Decisions, boldness, and optimism. It's crazy. These are the wrong things to have. Well, optimism is funny. The spirit knows the truth. It doesn't need to have optimism. You know what I mean? It's truth. Spirit gonna give you that, what you're here for. It's gonna point you to where you need to go. It's just the truth. So optimism is for us on this side. Fantasy. We hope that this happens. We dream. Well, we recognize the dream. Moving on from there, we go to, right down here, which is Gabura, which is the place of desire. So we started with the Two of Pentacles and it finished off nicely with the Three of Swords. So let's get it real quick. So I already knew it was heartbreak, but heartbreak, separation, sadness, grief, sorrow, upset, loss, trauma, and tears. You know, they say everything happens they say death happens in threes. But death is not just physical. Death can be in a mental. There's a part of epiphanies too. Or heartbreak, or knowing that you have to change, or that change happened and you must do different, right? It's all a part of the process. So I want to get the Two of Pentacles. Balancing resources, adaptation, resourcefulness, flexibility, and stretching resources. Now, these are things that you think you need. So you're wasting time on things that you don't need. Then you went to understand that you don't need it. And it's a heavy energy, because you use so much energy on that wrong thing. Now you have a big bucket of energy and nothing to use it on yet. But just understand, even if it's a baby step, like I said before, it's gonna have such a powerful impact on your life. All you gotta do is wish. All you gotta do is hope it happens. All you gotta do is one little act. Watch how God works with you. Alright. Moving on from there, we have Tiferet, which is the air, right? And it started off with the Empress, which is Earth again. And then it finished off with the Fool. Not a lot of work to complete what we've been talking about before. So these are minor things that you need to worry about, because the Fool is here. He has no worry at all. He gonna do it for him, and that's it. That cliff is not even there, because I don't believe it. That's what the world tells me. Yeah. The Empress. So divine feminine, sensuality, fertility, nurturing, creativity, beauty, abundance, nature. And went from there. See, this is a place of, you have to understand that as polarity. The earth element does not polarize. The energies that go through the earth is the polarization, right? So when you come up to a place where you just have the thing that's used in the place where you need to be forming stuff, right? Where the force happens, you're not using the right things. So even though you're sitting in your comfort, there's some work that needs to be done. This is seeing it from a bigger perspective. And not instead of doing that, you just decided to gamble on yourself. And that's perfect too. God will work with anything that you do. It's not even as like God got you, right? Moving on from there, we have the Ten of Pentacles to the Page of Wands on the solar plexus, right? Like I said before, legacy, roots, family, ancestry, inheritance, windfall, foundations, privilege, affluence, stability, and tradition. Yeah. Tradition. Traditions are basically programmed habits. And are these habits helping you or stopping you from getting to where you need to go? That first 7 years of our life, it's not much in our power. So we just had to deal with things. But as you get older, you can go back through meditation and all this other stuff to figure out what you could have done. You know, all things in understanding of those traumas, release that energy. Instead of it blocking you, it'll help you. So this is all about energy release. It went from that to the Page of Wands. Tradition is very tricky, so be careful. Even though you come from a place, you don't have to mean, it doesn't mean you stay there. You don't stay in the same place all your life because you'll never change. No. I'm gonna say it this way. If you stay in the same place your whole life, you'll never experience what the world has to offer. And you'll be in this little ignorant bubble. And the cure to ignorance is travel. And I think Trevor Noah said that. So, yeah. So the Page of Wands, this is how it ended off. And it's good. Adventure, excitement, fresh ideas. Fresh ideas is not really tradition. It's like, it's opposite. Cheerfulness, energy, fearlessness, and extroversion. That's pretty much what I just said. So, moving on from there, we have the Sacral Chakra, which is started off with the Five of Pentacles, another Earth, stagnant energy, to the Knight of Pentacles, to the Judgment. Flush all of that out, and we're going to start over with good land. Nourished land. Even though it was flooded, like I said before, it's a lot of nutrients in your land now. Imagine you could plant a tree on the bottom of the ocean. There's nothing but stuff for that tree to eat. It's nothing, right? Just imagine that. I don't know why I said that, but go ahead. Positive changes, recovery from loss, overcoming adversity, forgiveness, and feeling welcomes. These are things that you think you need in order to feel good about yourself. So, positive changes. You needed a positive change in order to feel good about yourself. But you have to work for it. So a positive change doesn't come without a little bit of work. You understand? Gotta work for it. Yeah. Moving on from there, it's the Knight of Pentacles. So, practical, reliable, efficient, stoic, slow and steady, hardworking, committed, patient, and conservative. You have to slow everything down to see what was going on, and this is a good place to be because now you can control the things that you need and don't need. Now you can give it up. You're able to. You can take charge of it. And that's a good thing. So, went from there to the Judgment, reversed. So, as I said before, Judgment is water in the place of the sacrals. It's a good thing. but it's reversed. So let's see. If these things are happening to you right now, these are indicators of what you need to look at when it comes to your emotions. So self-doubt, lack of awareness, failure to learn, lessons, right? I mentioned the lessons, and it's baggage. So you have a lot of baggage. This baggage is about to be cleared out, and it's divinely cleared out. Something that God got in play, or you see about to happen. Some justice that you know is about to come towards you. And when it happens, it's going to be a flood, or not even going to be a flood. It's like opposite of a flood. It's like it's going to be dried up so quick. Like automatically something else to do. Automatically a new life. God can work miracles, and your life can change in 2 seconds. So, and that's a lot of negative things usually. Like when people say that, they usually talk about something negative. But God operates in that positive too. So imagine how the positive can change your life. You just won $1 million. That's positive. It can change your life. Okay. Lastly is the root chakra, Malkut. And it started off with the 4 cups. We talked about it before. And then it went to the 7. You walked away from some of these emotions, and you had some more emotions. So it's a little bit of time and something that you went through, but you decided to walk away from it. The moonlight is all about the mental energy, right? When you thought about something, you had to go away from it. Something about your enemies just popped up in my head. Walking away from your enemies means that you're ready for the next step, because your enemies don't have power to keep you in that place anymore. And went from the 10 of Wands to the 5 of Cups, more, to the 7 of Wands, and then to the 9 of Swords. It did not finish off, so let's get to it. So, 8 of Cups. Abandonment, walking away, letting go, searching for truth, leaving something behind. Now, I just literally said that, so there's not much to say about that. So, 10 of Wands. Burden, responsibility, duty, stress, obligation, burnout, and struggles. Now, I said this was a good thing before because it got rid of some of the emotion. But not all of it was done, because you got some, there are stages of grief. When you lost something, you got to go through the stages of grief in order to get, I know what I'm saying, but I don't know the words right now. So yeah. So let's look at the 10 of not the 10. Let's look at the 5 of Cups. Loss, grief, disappointment, sadness, mourning, discontent, feeling let down. Mourning is death, you mourn for what was past. Feeling let down. Now, after all of this work, you still weren't able to do it because you don't have your spirit in order. Your spirit is the one that gives you the energy to do these things and to get these manifestations. Without the spirit's energy, you don't know what you truly desire, and you will never manifest the things to use to get it. So, understand where your anchor is. I went from there to the 7 of Wands. There's a battle going on, but let's see. So, protectiveness, standing up for yourself, defending yourself, protecting territory. This is a good energy to have because it's ridding of all the negativity around you, all the things that stop you from claiming your own life, all the things that deter you from sitting there and meditating. Sometimes you need to just meditate. Sometimes you need to clear that energy. The grounding is a good way to do it. Just go outside, put your feet on the grass, touch a tree. It's like God put everything around us. When you learn, you understand that we have no excuse. I probably got something 3 feet away from me, from where I sit right now, that'll help me out in the most abundant way. but I gotta know what it is, right? I have my crystals. But yeah, but it left off with, and it didn't finish. It should have been Earth, but it wasn't. All the Earth is everywhere else. So when that clears up, and it also, let me put it this way, when all this Earth clears up, it's gonna end off at the root because it's flushed down. I hope you get what I mean. 9 of Swords. Fear, anxiety, negativity, breaking point, despair, nightmares, and isolation. I remember I was talking about dreams before, and these, the element of earth, is probably in your dream. Probably had a lot of things to do with dust and all things earth, sediments and things like that. So this is also what comes after a manifestation. So if you created something, you had a dream about it, this is probably something that you need to pay attention to. It's leaving you to a state of despair because you keep thinking about it. Apparently, because I'm not very good at it, you can lead yourself into what type of dream you want to have. So whatever you're thinking about before you go to sleep kind of triggers where your dream will be, right? So that took a little bit of time, but I'm ready for what comes up next, and that is the star stream. Basically, it talks about the experimentation, the expression, the integration, and the transcendence of everything, right? So what does that mean? I get oracle cards to talk about what you can do specifically in your earth, water, fire, and air elements in your life. And you can understand where this comes into play, because the fire is what you're doing, what you're acting out, how you're doing it, the rhythms, the habits, and things like that. The earth is the things that you're using, which you think that you need all of these things. I promise you something's going to come out to tell you that you don't. And it's this one. Because you are the key. I literally said that to myself today, and it came out. You are the key. So don't look too far. Experiment with yourself. So for the oracle of water, you have spiritual cleansing. Cleanse the water. That's clear. We don't even need to talk about that. And this is expression. Express what needs to happen. Not only to yourself, but for the people around you. Because if they can't cope with what needs to happen in your life, they're blocking you. They're in your way, and God is going to chef up something to get them out. There's nothing you can do about it. There is something you can do about it, and that's stop God, which is you have the power to do that. You have free will. I'm going to go back to these things that stop me. That's shifting habits. I don't even need to say anymore. And that's integration, what you integrate into your life. Alright. And lastly is protection for transcendence. Transcendence is like leveling up. So the more you are able to protect yourself, your soul, your drive, what you came here for, what's beautiful to you, the more you're able to protect that with what you do, your habits and everything. We're gonna get into what the explanation is, but yeah. For expression, we have talisman. So let's get it. It's the number 31. The talisman. Oh, all right. So from Malkut to the sacral chakra, right? Which is your side. The world is there. That's the world card. So you have the key to the world. You are the key to your world. And also, this place right here is where the door is. You know, you have the door, the veil, and the wall in the mind, right? So you have the key to it. And it's syncing up so much right now, I almost couldn't even speak it. The talisman represents new doors opening for you now. New pathways are present at this time. It also invites you to find or create and charge an appropriate symbol, amulet, or mantra to help you support your current endeavors. It's a long sentence. Empower this talisman with the intention to invoke its magic in your everyday life. Meditate with this card to act as a powerful road opener to open to a new adventure or opportunities, or to discover hidden talismans of power, love, and peace. So you understand that all of this comes out of you. You are the symbol. You can be the symbol. You can be that person that you want to be in the end. You can fake it till you make it. You can make yourself believe that you are it, and it will bring it towards you. And I mentioned affirmations before, and this said, this one said mantra. So close enough. So next up is spiritual cleansing, right? And let's take a look at it. So naturally, it's time for a spiritual cleansing of the body, mind, or spaces which you reside. There's an imbalanced, stuck energy or heaviness in your environment. We see where it is, right? That needs to be released before you proceed further. So that's kind of self-explanatory. You know, you had the judgment right here, and that's going to cleanse it all and also nurture the ground. This is the ground for manifestation. It's also, you are the temple, the manifestor, right? And this is with your expression. So mantras cleanse the expressions that happen consciously, subconsciously, all the time, continuously throughout your day. Apparently we think like 10% new thoughts a day, and 90% of them is negative past thoughts, or something like that. I forgot what the quote is, but you understand what I mean. We're not thinking positive all day. Mantras help that out. So for the place of integration, we have shift, miracles, divine intervention, the end of stagnation. This right here, the end of stagnation and divine inspiration are here now. Drawing this card signifies an aha moment. I literally said epiphany, right? Or a sudden change in any situation that was stuck or blocked. A welcome change or answer you have been seeking is here now. Meditate on this symbol when you're feeling stuck, unsure of which way to go, or having a block of creativity. I forgot to show you. Alright, so that epiphany is running strong here right now. So let's see. Let's move over to transcendence, which is protection. The more you protect yourself, the more you level up. That's what that was. So let's see. You are protected. You are safe in all matters of the body, mind, and spirit. Your highest guidance has you covered in all fronts. Do not delay in moving forward. If inquiring about a relationship situation or how to proceed, please take this as a sign that you are taken care of, and harm to none will be had. Remember that revenge that doesn't harm anybody and only makes you better, right? Meditate on this symbol when you feel like you need to strengthen your energy. So this is the protection, right? Alright, so we're at the end of the reading now, and I really hope you got what you needed. If this resonated with you, leave a comment in the section below. Like the video, share it with somebody, your favorite reader, you know. If they like this setup, they can speak to me. We can talk about how they can get it, and they can read for the community too. I'm gonna start doing that, implementing that into it when I get the time. The message was kind of clear. Your spirit and what you need is out of whack, and what you're manifesting is out of whack, and they run hand in hand. Because if you think you need it, you're manifesting things that you're not using. It's just a waste of time, and the devil loves for you to waste time. So don't let him do it. Alright, and until then, I'm KyFy. Peace.